Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you may be watching this wonderful episode of Empower Your Passion once again. We are so glad that you're sitting and you've joined us because we have a special guest on our show today. I know that you noticed that I'm by myself. Unfortunately, Rebecca could not join us. She's off being her wonderful self and taking care of what needs to be taken care of for the Icon SA competition that is currently running right now. But she's left it in my hands, and I think we're going to have fun doing it today. And right now, I have Linda. Linda, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Ziki, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you to Icon South Africa. It's a great platform. So yes, I'm looking forward to today. Tell me more.
Of course, I will be asking you a ton of questions. So it's not going to be me telling you a little bit more. It's going to be you telling us a little bit more about yourself. So I hope you're ready for that.
Cool.
No problem. So first question, because we love having women who are entrepreneurial businesswomen who've done a lot for themselves. And I believe you're one of those women. And I've had the privilege of talking to you before and just kind of sitting and listening to what you do. And also the fact that you've helped me, which I'm going to expand a little bit later on how you kind of created a mini network for me. We'll definitely get to that one. But first, can you tell us a little bit about what your business is about or your businesses are about?
Certainly. Thank you. My name is Linda Botha. I'm a founder and managing director of SkillsTrain Distribution. We're an importer representing most big global publishers. SkillsTrain's main supporting function is to educate and serve the fire and emergency services, and that's actually where my passion lies. With government, public, and private sector industries that we support, I'm passionate about the services in particular and work hard at bringing the latest trends and innovative technology, such as our online platforms, electronic publications, preloaded tablets, and then the most important one of all at the moment is the Flame virtual reality fire extinguisher, as well as the big immersive unit that we have. We're the master distributors for Dali, South Africa. This was actually produced by a professor at Deakin University in Australia. It's amazing. It meets the clean green mission statement, and we all know how important learning about fire protection and prevention is, because that's going to save many lives. I've been nominated many times in business awards, and SkillsTrain has just recently won 3 international global awards in our sector. I'm a member of the Women Presidents Organization, which is really focused on women entrepreneurs, and I believe that this is what the upliftment with Icon South Africa and the women of today in South Africa is all about. So the WPO's strength is actually in exactly that, supporting and uplifting women, startups, as well as big businesses. The Platinum Group is 50 billion up on turnover. So yes, there's lots of opportunities there from startup right to the top, depending on how you wish to scale and how long you have. WPO is actually like being part of and having your own board. So if you are a small business, woman entrepreneur, you start with the Weber. The Weber Group gives you all the support if you need an accountant, an attorney. You need to have a quick round table if you have an issue that you need to address. Yeah, so it's a wonderful opportunity. It's definitely something that each woman should consider. Put their names out there. The chapters are full, but there are spots that do become available at times. And if you are lucky enough to get your foot in the door and take up one of those slots, it's an awesome opportunity. They only take one woman from each sector. So on my side now, obviously it was education. So that was very lucky for me. And then the chapter closes. So it's one from each, like an attorney, an accountant, or production, industrial, advertising, education. That's what I mean.
Sorry,
yes.
Linda, sorry, Linda. I just want to know how long is the membership for? Or is it a lifetime membership, or how does that work?
No, it's an annual membership that's up for renewal every year.
Okay.
It's an international, very powerful organization, women only, all women presidents. That's basically. So it's COOs, CEOs, and then Weber, which Annie has started, is more for startups. Entrepreneurs that may have got a very good business idea, that actually start a little business, but they haven't scaled it yet, but they need help in a lot of areas. That's what Weaver's all about, which is a wonderful opportunity as well, because it's an accountability group. So in other words, there's a lot of finances that are involved that you are accountable for, and you need to fill in on a week-by-week basis as you come into your monthly meetings. So it keeps you on track. And I think that's what especially startup and young entrepreneurial women really, really need. They need that opportunity to be able to keep them, to have a team that's going to keep them on track. And then you also work with an accountability partner. And that is a partner that will hold your hand and support you. So that's basically the main focus of the Women Presidents Organization.
That sounds like an amazing organization, and it's definitely one that is all about empowering women. I think of the times when I've needed an accountability partner, and I've needed someone to make sure that I keep everything on track, because sometimes it can get a little overwhelming when you're trying to run a business on your own and you're new to the whole market, or you're just not too sure what your next steps are. So that sounds really incredible.
Correct. And that's exactly the help that everybody needs. And you continually need to revisit. It's almost like a mind map, but you need to revisit your journey and you need to add to it every day. That is why we support companies and are doing a lot of very good work like Changemakers Hub. Michelle currently now is walking the Camino, which is 800 kilometers on her own. And she's placing ribbons of support. Like she placed my ribbon. Let me share this with you quickly. This Changemakers Hub is doing just the most incredible work. Let me quickly just find this for you, because I'd really like to share it with you. So
is it a picture of the ribbon or the actual
no.
ribbon?
So I just want to tell you what they do. So Changemakers Hub, which is who we support, it's all about, it's a legacy and a garden showcasing on how to turn non-recyclable plastic into benches, raised food gardens, and that was chosen this year by the iconic Nelson Mandela Foundation for the groundbreaking program. So it's to build, grow, craft, and earn. And we support them. And that is why I wanted to mention to you that Michelle is now walking the Camino, and she has ribbons for everybody that supported her, and she places them in certain areas. And she placed mine, which is at the Ferro Cruz, which is an iron cross, which is a sacred space on the summit of Rabanal, where people put their prayers at the feet of God. I said a prayer of gratitude and protection, and thank you for being a change maker in my life and all your support for Changemakers Hub. So that's a very interesting charity that young women can get involved with as well. It's Clan Williamtown. So the project is being built around that. Those are people that have had no sanitation. They've had no educational support. They've had no running water. And that's all changing now because of Changemakers Hub. So that's a nice project.
It sounds like you are involved in every aspect of community building, whether it's empowering women or, I guess, helping to improve the lives of people who live in communities where things are not, obviously good. I'm very impressed. And you haven't even touched on the fact that you also have a jewelry business, and how I'm wearing one of your statement pieces, and it was a gift to all the entrants last year, the semifinal entrants. And for each piece that you do give out, you also attach a beautiful quote or message to it. And I try to wear this everywhere I go. And it's really stunning. I love it. Can you tell us a little bit more about the work that you do as well when it comes to, I believe, Equilibrium jewelry?
Yes, before I move on to that, I want to touch on SkillsTrain Distribution, which is my core business. Equilibrium Jewelry was actually founded through the project. Again, was an international funding initiative, and that was founded over COVID, where we had to source a legacy story with regard to jewelry that could go export. So that is what we actually, that is what, how I found Legacy, which is the Nelson Mandela collection. And through that, I actually got into wanting to develop more of a jewelry line, of which I sourced what you are wearing, one of the pieces. It's designed in the UK. And today we have quite a lot of presence in a large store in the northern suburbs. It's actually in Bryanston. Yes, so anybody can go in there. There's actually, we've had stands designed. It's actually, yeah, there's probably over 500 pieces that are there at any given time. I make sure that it's well merchandised, and we have a platform as well, if you'd like to go on that. And that brings me to supporting Icon South Africa. I'd like to continue with that initiative this year. We'll do it more in the form of an electronic opportunity. But Zeki, what I would like to say to all the finalists, okay, is that they would need to go onto our website. They would need to choose a piece that really talks to them, enlightens them, and is something that they wish to, that's going to inspire them, something that they would like to wear. And then to do a short little video to tell me what they really like about, you know, the range and the piece that they've chosen. We will gift those pieces to them, and I will choose out of the videos that I receive from the finalists. We will give them an additional couple of pieces. I must just decide what it is that they want. They need to go on there and choose them and talk about them, and then I'm going to choose an overall winner over and above the finalists receiving a piece. How does that sound?
That sounds amazing, Linda, and I think they're really going to be quite happy, more than quite happy, to actually receive those pieces. And thank you so much for touching on the fact that you want to continue supporting Icon SA, because what you do is very, very much needed amongst women. And, you know, the whole aspect of empowering women is a running theme within your business. So it's something that I think will really, really go a long way when it is connected to Icon SA. I think for my last question to you is based on you being a successful businesswoman for so many years. What advice do you have for women who want to still be in business in 10 years' time, for example, because being in it for the long haul can be very difficult. And as you said, if you don't have an accountability partner, or you don't have someone there to keep you grounded and to keep you going at times, or you don't have that network or that support to help you go, to keep going, it can be a bit difficult. What advice would you have for women out there regarding this?
Ziki, I'd like to also just touch on the SkillsTrain platform. SkillsTrain has over 2,000 courses. And if you're talking about entrepreneurship, there's a particular course there that we open up access for about 3 months. It's called Entrepreneurship 101. It's basically classified as a short course, but I think that it'll cover things like a startup. It'll cover your business ideas. It'll give you an action plan. It'll cover branding. It'll cover things like leadership and resources and just your general business ideas. So I think a program like that is always a very, very good place to start, irrespective of winning an award, which is all great. And then it's almost like, well, what now? You know, this is business.
Yeah.
So I would really encourage the empowerment of women is the development of women. So it's about continuous training. It's about aligning yourself with women that can mentor you, uplift you, and you can learn from. I think that's very, very important. Yeah. If you look at a 10-year plan, I would never, in a market since COVID, the world has changed dramatically, and business will never be the same.
Yeah.
We are not even doing 3-year plans, to be perfectly honest. I would suggest a 6-month plan, a 12-month plan, and change it as you go along. Because if I look at importing as a whole and what we are going through now, our challenges between the US, the UK, we've just done a massive order from the US to Dubai. They didn't get it right. The paperwork that's involved, it has quadrupled. So yes, if I look at the way we did business 10 years ago, 5 years ago, pre-COVID, It'll never, and it's changing dramatically day by day. So no, I would not recommend a 10-year plan. If you're in for the long haul, you need to be agile, you need to think on your feet, and you need to be willing to accept all challenges. And that you're going to come across very powerful men. If you want to get into a male-dominated arena, which we're all in, it's going to be tough at times because there isn't place for that opportunity for you to not show up at that boardroom table on that day because your child has been sick and you've been at the hospital the whole night. It's unacceptable. They just don't, it's not part of their reference. So unfortunately, there's no room for us to not always appear to be as strong as we need to be. That's the unfortunate part.
But I guess that's what also gives us the edge. We have everything that comes with running the business, being empathetic, and just really, knowing when to step back, take a look, and, decide if this is going to work or not work as women. And I really love the advice that you've given about being agile, being able to think on your feet and adapting as quickly as you can. Because you're right, the pandemic has changed so much. And I do believe that it's going to continue changing because the world is not as we know it. As it was pre-COVID. So you're absolutely right. Thank you so much, Linda, for all that you shared today, for being on here.
Thank you. I think just another thing on behalf of all women, it's Women's Month. I would just really salute all the nurses in particular, the caregivers. I think that is probably the people that we should be standing up to and taking our hats off to.
Thank you so much, Linda, for that beautiful reminder. Indeed, happy Women's Month to all the women out there. And another episode with Linda. Thank you once again for being on here.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Have a wonderful day, Linda.
Thank you, Zeki. Take care.
Bye.